What's up, YouTube? It's Fine Okay, and today I'm bringing back the series of In Review, or at least bringing you the next installment of In Review. Basically, what this series is I'll take a ranked gameplay and I'll do a commentary over it, talk about what I'm doing, basically a play-by-play, but I am going to do it in hindsight and talk about it after the game is over and not while I'm playing it, so I can focus a little bit more during the game. Or the reason I'm doing it now is because I do song requests during my streams all the time, and they're copyright, so I can't upload it to YouTube most of the time. So this allows me to, maybe do a commentary over gameplay that I thought was pretty good, but I was playing music during the entire time, so you guys probably wouldn't even hear me. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be showing you ERLANG Shen jungle. It's pretty meta right now, ERLANG Shen in the jungle. Not very meta in solo lane. He can be played there, but he's just more meta in the jungle right now. He's really strong there. And I thought this was a pretty good gameplay, pretty fun gameplay. A little troll at times, but for the most part, I think there's going to be some things we can learn from this and talk about. The main thing we're going to talk about is just being aggressive. The whole video is just going to be talking about being aggressive and how it works in Smite and why being aggressive is so rewarding, and some things you can look to do to be aggressive in the first place. So we'll go ahead and get this gameplay started up. Like I said, I'm going to be playing ERLANG Shen in the jungle. I went at kind of a different build this game for fun, trying it out. This is actually a pretty common build on a lot of characters. A lot of the characters that are auto attack based in the jungle, but basically it's just the katana build where you go a lot of the katana items, such as Fatalis, a golden blade, stone cutting, stuff like that. Obviously it's pretty good on auto attackers because of the attack speed, the stick potential, and the passes from these auto attack items. And usually what I do in review is I skip over parts that are pretty meaningless. Like right now I'm going to skip ahead just so we get to the part where we're clearing the speed buff. Show you how to clear it efficiently. On ERLANG Shen jungle, you grab your 1 at level 1. I'm pretty sure that's what I would do, just because it lowers the cooldown. And what you can do with the auto attack animation, I didn't do it right here on the speed buff because I do, but I will do it on these back camps, and I'll show you. Kind of a trick we've learned from the solo lane is you auto twice or 3 times, and then on that third auto in the mid animation, you activate your 1 so it doesn't reset your hit chain. That way you have the spot weakness, which is ERLANG Shen's 1. You have the spot weakness extra damage for a longer period of time. I did it here as well. And it's just going to allow us to clear a little bit more efficiently, which is nice. Clear that up for Kumba. Obviously go towards mid. Doing the normal jungle path rotation. I don't really need to talk about that too much. I mean, I don't even really play this role. I play it for fun. It's probably my second best role, but I'm a solo laner. But we're just doing the normal jungle path, going from blue to mid camps. I'm doing mid camps there just because I saw that Thor wasn't level 2 yet. He was still stuck on blue, so I could easily clean those up real quick with my DPS that I have. That means we're going to be able to get both mid camps, which is really nice. We don't really have to worry about doing our red right away, just because we'll have pressure. Soul, ERLANG Shen definitely win that fight early on, or you would think. So we're just clearing up the red buff. Let Soul go solo farm mid. I'm just going to do backs, do these backs into our backs. So like I said, since I know what happens this game, I can tell you that they got pressure in mid, so it was actually probably a bad idea to go for my backs there, because I could push out mid with Soul and make sure that they don't go to my backs. But since they both pushed out mid together, the enemy team, they were able to invade my backs here. I see that Thor's level 2 and I'm level 3, so I think this will be a good fight. So I blink on them, and I got Thor's hammer with my knockup, but it looks like Soul didn't connect her damage. And so this is kind of like an awkward position. Thor's pretty strong here. However, ERLANG Shen should win this fight no matter who mid laner is for the most part, I feel like. And overall, we kind of just mess up a little bit. So unfortunately, Soul dies, and I'm going to end up dying as well. I'm looking for the outplay, and that first Thor tick shouldn't have killed me. But since he had Morgan 2 on me, it procced the Morgan 2, and it instantly killed me. I was actually a bit surprised by that. So like I said, this video is going to be about being aggressive. So right there, I'm just playing aggressive because they stole my backs, so they were playing aggressive, and I was trying to counter that with killing them, obviously. But at the same time, we died because of it, which is unfortunate, but it's not that big of a deal. We both died. So what this tells, or what I want to do for the rest of this game is, they're invading my backs, and I'm an ERLANG Shen jungle, which should be, it's like a really strong pick right now, and just strong in early game. I'm going to start playing aggressive and looking for not only ganks, but also back camps, invades, 1v1s against Thor. because it will just open up so much on the map, especially as a jungler. If you're able to 1v1 the enemy jungler a lot of the time, then it can be really good and open up the map as far as ganks, buff camps, stuff like that. So Bellona's running out of mana here, so she's just really easy gank after dropping the blue. So Thor's coming in, probably just to defend a little bit. No big deal, pretty simple stuff here. So I'm going to look to clear this out with Kumba, considering we got him a kill. We can just share this this wave and then, be on our way. Thor's here. Last hit those minions plus freedom. Nice little job there. So yeah, like I said, I just want to start playing aggressive for the rest of the game. Even though we died to the Thor, we're actually out farming him by a little bit right now because he's still stuck in solo, as you can see by those minions chasing him. And I'm about to hit level 5 on these mid camps, so we still have a little bit of an XP lead on him, even though he got 2 kills on us. So pretty good for us right now. Our backs respawn, so I'm just going to clean those up. I thought that Thor might be ganking him because we saw that he was over there, and Below's playing super aggressive, but it turned out to be nothing. So right now, just farming up a little bit. Not playing too aggressive right now, just because I'm farming up for my items. However, I do see that Thor's playing up on Soul, so I say to go on him in mid. So this is actually going to be a pretty easy kill, but Soul ran out of mana for her ult. So if he comboed off of my taunt, if I just blink taunt there and then Soul choose ults, that would have been a free kill. However, she barely didn't have enough mana for it, so he got out with 1 HP, which is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, he's 1 HP. It's basically the same as a kill. He's either going really far back in his jungle to farm, maybe some back camps or stuff, and then reset. But at the end of the day, he's kind of off the map. He can't do anything. He can't not invade, but gank duo right now. So yeah, farming up my backs and then going to my speed. He can't be at my speed, so it's no big deal. I can do backs first. No one can really be there, and then it will allow me to do my normal rotation of speed backs to blue. So pretty good stuff. A lot of just normal farm pattern right now. Looking for my opportunity. Because once you get those first couple kills on Erlang Shen is when you're going to really start snowballing and popping off. It's really hard to 1v1 him in the jungle on like any other character. There's a few characters that can maybe do it, like maybe Nemesis, maybe Cirquet. But yeah, so got the 2 wards out, something that you definitely need when you want to be playing aggressive and looking for their buffs and stuff like that are wards, so that you can not only get the timers, but you can see where they are on the map at certain times and that sort of thing. So far, I really haven't played that aggressive, just kind of playing like normal farm pattern and getting some of the neutrals and stuff like that. So not quite have we really started pushing towards their side of the map, but we will eventually. Once we get the necessary, I guess, opportunity. Another way to get a little bit more fed early on, especially as a jungler, is to gank dual lane, because dual lane is pretty easy to kill, and it's a really long lane. So if they are ever playing up, it's going to take them a while to get back to their tower. So really nice. I'm gonna look for the gank here on dual lane, but it looks like they either had a ward or they just were playing back for whatever reason. So I'm just going to hover around, but the purple's up. However, I see that Scotty is going to start playing up after I get the purple. So boom, that's our first buff that we got on their side of the map. So that's really nice. Scotty's playing up, so I decided to blink Hunter, and this should just be a pretty easy kill. No problem. He got the kill and he wastes his ult, but we also got Athene also. That's really big. So I start rotating back into the jungle, and I see that Thor and Morgan are here, but I know that they're all 3 here, so I get a triple taunt, which is really nice. And I know that my dual link can follow back up, so I know that we can fight this pretty easily, and it should end pretty well. So not too bad. Soul finally rotates over, which is really nice. And we end up cleaning up Morgan, chasing out the Athena. So we get their purple buff. We trade 3 for 1. They killed our Cerberus, but remember, we killed Scotty. We killed Morgan just now, and Thor. So that's really nice. So 3 for 1 plus purple buff. So that's a really nice way to get ourselves into the game after that early deficit we had ourselves in. So we're up 200 gold at this point. Nothing too crazy, 300 gold. However, we have a lot of our farm on our side of the map to farm up so that we can get that gold and maybe even get a bigger gold lead at this point in the game. I grab my speed, see that Bellona's messing with him at blue, so I'm going to go try and help him. It's probably going to be done before I get there. So it's up to Kumba to try and secure it. He loses it, but that's not that big of a deal. Maybe we can go on Bellona here. My 3 just came up. Maybe we could CC chain him before he can ult out, but no big deal. And the reason I'm pushing the lane here is because I know that their blue buff is most likely up. That's a lot of the times when your blue buff is up, theirs is up. So I'm going to mess with them at it and try and go on them there. See that Thor's here. I have my ult Nate, so I just need to stall for that. We did a lot of damage to Bologna, and Thor's a little bit poked as well. So I'm just waiting for my ult to be back up, and then I can go back in, baiting in them a little bit as well, because if she bludgeons me, I can just taunt and interrupt the ability. So I'm going to do that. I still have my shield as well, so I don't have to worry too much about that. So we get the kill, which is nice. And Thor's really low as well. Morgan ends up being here, which is unfortunate. However, it's going to take them a while to actually kill me if they do kill me, and Soul is still in mid, and she can push that out and maybe even get tower because she's Soul in the early game. So I do end up getting out. It looks like, unfortunately, Kuma's going to die, but we're going to get the mid tower in return. And we only traded 1 for 1, so not that big of a deal. They did get our blue buff in the end, but it took them forever to kill him. So that's another thing is, if you force rotations with being aggressive and looking for kills and looking for 1v1s or 2v2s, you're going to maybe force rotations, like I said, and the longer you live, the better it is for the rest of your team. An example like that is Soul stayed in mid. She got farm. She was able to get the mid tower. And now a Morgan, who is very susceptible to ganks and being killed early on, does not have a tier 1 to play back on in the middle lane, especially against an ERLANG Shen. So that's really good. So far, I've kind of just been matching their aggression a little bit this early on. But we do have a lead now. I'm starting to ramp up a little bit. I have a 2-level lead on Thor. So I'm getting word on their back camps, looking to gank duo, and then I see that Thor's coming up, so I look for a gank on him. Miss my route. Unfortunate, but their red is spawning as well, so we definitely want to look for that. However, we see that Morgan ulted over here, so we need to follow up on them, and Thor's trying to rotate as well, so we cut him off as best as we can. So they're still fighting in duo, so I decided I'm going to come over and gank. Should be pretty easy gank for sure. Thor is dead. We see he uses speed, so we just wait for his CC out, and we taunt him back in and get a free kill. So we know that the red is still up, so I want to look for that. We end up killing Morgan. Keep in mind, this entire time we're playing on their side of the map. We warded their backs. We're near their red buff. Thor's trying to counter rotate and counter gank, but I'm just cutting him off, making sure that he can't. I'm able to get red, and I know that his speed is up because my speed is up, and usually in the early game it kind of matches the same buffs, as long as they're clearing it on around the same time. The only time they wouldn't be around the same time is if he like ganks duo for red or whatever reason when his speed buff is up, so that it's not going to be, he's going to do it late. So I get his backs, I get his speed. I'm just looking for things while I can. See that Thor's coming up, and I think that I can get a kill on him, so I'm playing super aggro here. I know that he's going to walk back to his speed, look for it, but it's down, and he's also going to look for his backs, and he most likely won't think that I'm there, so I'm just able to get a easy cleanup kill on him. And then Morgan comes in too, and I have Fatalis. She doesn't have a tier 1 tower, so she can't run to that. She has to run to her tier 2, and I end up killing her just because I'm a little bit ahead already. And like I said, once you get that little bit of a lead on ERLANG Shen or any really good meta pick right now, you're able to 1v1 pretty much anyone, especially as a jungler. So now we have the timer on their speed and their backs. Our side of the map is still ready to be farmed, so that's one of the key things about playing super aggressive, and if you're able to get enemy buffs, is not only are you getting the enemy buffs, but if you're able to get your own buffs, you're up 2 times. You're up 2 times as much as them. So usually you would get your own buffs, they would get their own buffs. You're tied in your farm. Sometimes you could get their buffs, but you won't get your own, but nobody will get yours, so it's just not farmed. So then you're up 1 times as much, or you guys see what I'm saying. But if you're able to get their buffs plus your buffs, then you're just multiplying it. It's just going to be a lot more farm on the map, and it's going to get you a lot more ahead. So I look for Thor because I know that his beads are down. Should be an easy kill, and I find him and I combo him with ERLANG Shen. ERLANG Shen does a lot of damage to that, so I get his backs again, and I'm looking for his speed, just warding up, looking forever. So I'm going to pause real quick because something that you're about to notice is they send a lot of people here to defend the speed buff. And another thing is most of the buffs are on around the same time. So since I'm going to be invading the speed buff, that red buff is about to spawn, those mid camps are about to spawn. A lot of farm on the map we had. All the waves are at the middle of the map, so we can push those out. So even if they send a lot of people here and kill me and I don't get the buff, I'm playing on so far up on their side of the map and having them rotate so many people that we're able to get things on other sides of the map or other parts of the map, such as the red buff Soul should be able to get for free. We could look for a kill on somebody who's alone, maybe in dual lane or something like that. So if I'm doing this on my terms, so because I'm invading and looking for fights on my terms, no matter what, even if I die, at least it's better than dying on the enemies. And right here, I'm just waiting for speed buff to spawn. I'm waiting for Thor to come out of base because his beads are still down and I can one-shot him. But it turns out Morgan's just sitting here waiting for me. So Soul's at red buff with Athena. speed buff is about to spawn. It really looks like they want to defend it, and I know this, but that's still why I'm playing aggressive, because maybe I can kill one person, maybe I can get the speed buff and die, but at least I'm making them be here for it, and making the opportunity to play aggressive. So I do get the kill on Morgan. They have their Baloney here, their Thor, they Athena ult over. But look at my duo lane. They're playing towards their red buff, their back camps. So he's about to get their back camps. They've already pushed the wave. They're going to get red. We end up getting the speed, it looks like. And the fight doesn't go too bad because my team ends up following up. So notice that it went from being in a deficit, basically tied in gold, to a couple kills, a couple invades, and now we're up 3k. We have control of their speed buff. We have control of their red buff. We have control of a lot of their side of the map. Their back camps. Thor is now 5 levels behind. It looks like 4 levels now. He just got a level off of something. But he was 5 levels behind. And that was the guy who double killed me early on, right? So if I just played passive the rest of this game, counter ganked when I had to, or just, farm my side of the map and not really look for those aggressive plays, and I wouldn't have, it might have been a much different game, is what I was going to say. But also, I'm not even like, the early game wasn't that aggressive. Like I said, I'm basically just farming and looking for opportunities, and once I hit that one opportunity, I take it and go the extra mile with it. And that's basically what we did. But like I said, it was nothing crazy. It was nothing like I'm literally always on their side of the map. But so we're just like, kind of arena fighting basically at this point in the game. Talk about my build a little bit. I went the Golden Blade because I was trying on ERLANG because I thought it'd be fun to help his clear a little bit. His clear is already really good in jungle, but it's just like insane with this. We have timer on back, so I'm just going to be constantly going for those because I one-shot him. But Thor actually steals them, and that pissed me off. And I run after him just because I have such a lead on him. I can just chase him out forever. So that's his beads. We'll talk about the build after I either kill this guy or don't kill this guy. So we force him back under tower. There's nothing for him to do. His speed's going to spawn, so I'm going to go towards that and maybe cut him off. But I figure that he's probably going to walk back into the jungle and try and go to his speed or whatever. So right here, I'm just trying to juke his stun so I don't get hit by it. I am able to. And I messed up a little bit because I missed my knockup. I could have been a little bit more patient, but it looked like he was playing away from the wall. So I get the kill, get his beads. He's dead for a while. Speed's about to be up, so I need to look for that and just keep playing aggro like I talked about. So I hear that Morgan's over the wall, and I don't want her to steal it, so I make sure I use my 2 to secure. And the reason I go this way is because gold's about to be up, and I think that if I bait them a little bit to come this way, I can maybe go on Morgan and kill her. However, they peel really well for her, and I'm just buying time here, basically. I got speed, I got a kill, everything's good. Morgan's low, poked out. So just this aggression is definitely like paying off. I almost get out, but Morgan actually stayed, and she was really low. So, but we end up killing her because she stayed, and she was so low from me trying to make an outplay on her that she stayed to kill me. But ended up dying because of it, because our team made some rotations to follow up. So right here, there's another thing that I was talking about. Since Scotty is so alone in dual lane because her entire team is trying to defend speed buff and trying to kill us or punish us for being on their side of the map and doing whatever we want, we're able to almost kill Scotty. We get her beat. She's 1 HP. We actually would have killed her if he used his ult, but he didn't, and a couple autos, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It just opens up all these opportunities. And because they almost killed Scotty and forced her back to base, and the rest of their team was either on their speed buff or is dead, we were able to get a Gold Fury because of it. So just a lot of snowball opportunities are just opening up super easily because of the fact that we're just playing on their side of the map. Now, this doesn't mean that you always need to be playing on their side of the map, especially if you're very far behind. But at the same time, if you're behind and you're just trying to farm your side of the map and they're constantly on it and trying to kill you, then it's going to be really, really tough. And unless you have good communication and good teamwork with your team and everything like that, it's going to be hard to like put together a plan to either defend a buff or put together a plan to defend a certain objective when they're ahead. So a lot of the times it's just about being aggressive and trying to make those 1v1 plays and outplays so that you can open up opportunities that regard. So we're just looking for, since we were farming up a little bit, we've got a pretty big lead. There's a big fight in dueling going on. I get the double taunt, so this should be a good cleanup for us. Pretty easy enough. 2 immobile characters, and now ERLANG Shin, one-shotting them. Thor got out. He was 1 HP. I could have chased him, but I figured I needed to kill these 2 people, focus on them, and maybe help my team out a little bit. But Thor's already so far behind that no big deal. We get the counter gank, get a few kills. 3 for 1. No big deal. We're going to be able to get the tier 1 tower over there as well. And I'm going straight for the speed buff because I know Thor is going to be going toward it. I have a 7 level lead at this point. Keep in mind, this is the guy that first blooded us and killed 2 people, killed our mid and myself. So, yeah, that's just apart from getting his backs, killing him a bunch of times, waiting for him, getting speed buff, all that good stuff. So, looking for backs here. I am able to get I think that was either a small or a big. I'm not really sure, but see that Bologna's here, so we're going for it. So in this scenario, Bologna actually played this really well. And I kind of played it poorly, but she definitely took advantage of my mistakes for sure. And she jumped over my turtle. She used her thrones effectively. She used her auto attack cancels and her absorbs on her shield correctly. So it was really good. We were unfortunately able to get a speed buff. Unable to get his speed buff. But I got a ward on it, and I should know basically around the next time that it spawns. And we've got such a lead now based off of invading basically every speed buff in back camp, and just overall opportunities that were made from playing like that. That it's not too big of a deal as long as we farm out our side of the map and look for kills and objectives. We should be good. So, like I said, I need to talk about this build a little bit. So the build, it's like the katana build. Crusher is a really good item on Erlang Shin. They end up losing the fight a little bit over there. Duo dies to it, but it's not that big of a deal. Gold isn't up, and I can basically 1v4 and stop them from doing something like Pyro because I have such a huge lead on not only Thor, but their entire team, really. See that they're on mid camps and going towards the red and stuff, so I'm just going to look for kills because, like I said, I have such a big lead and just about playing aggressive. At this point in the game, like, not only, I'm not really playing aggressive, I'm just playing on the map, which is basically mine. But anyway, let me finish talking about the build. So the katana build, it's really fun. You got a lot of move speed. It actually does a lot of DPS, and it allows you to stick to targets really, really easily. But the thing about it is Crusher is a really, really good item on Erlang. So maybe if I was playing Nem, I wouldn't go into the Crusher just because I just want to go all those katanas and kind of just auto-attack people down and be super fast. But since I'm Erlang Shen and they have a Morgan, keep in mind that Crusher is really good against Morgan because if you ever proc it on her, you can't invis away. So get a nice double taunt here, get both Scotty actives, but we should be able to kill him anyway. We're just too far ahead. He is able to get out, actually. I was actually a little bit surprised there, but I'm going to keep playing aggressive. I have my cooldowns back up, and I can just chase these people out. Thor went Mantle third item, so Mantle procs, and I didn't do as much damage as I thought I would. But keep in mind, what are we doing? Oh, we're fighting at the speed buff. Yeah, they got their speed buff, but we killed 3 of them. We just keep shoving it down their throat and making it really hard for them to breathe on their side of the map. So even if even if some of these invades went wrong, like I said, maybe the second time we invaded, maybe we got a little bit of a lead because we were able to invade or maybe kill someone, get back camps or something. Maybe we got a little bit of a lead. But the second time it went wrong, that is, like I said before, that is still 100% better than the second time defending your red buff or you're defending your speed buff and it going wrong, if that makes sense. Because you're not fighting on your terms when you're defending your speed buff. You're trying to stop them from getting a lead and taking your buffs, right? So if it goes wrong, it's going to be a scenario where you're losing that farm, but you're also losing their farm on their side of the map, right? So it's basically 2 times like I was talking about. Whereas if I'm fighting at their speed buff and it happens to go wrong, maybe it doesn't go perfect, and we die because of it, at least there's still farm on my side of the map that I haven't gotten yet. And not only that, there's just so much area on the map to cover that a lot of times they won't be able to punish and go grab that farm that you have left up, if that makes sense. So basically what I'm trying to say is being aggressive a lot of the time is very rewarding, and it helps you snowball games, and it just mathematically just makes a lot of sense in this game. So another thing with this build is since you're so fast, you also have a few good passives as far as tankiness. Masamune, good passive with the health, helps you get a little bit tankier, along with the stone cutting sword passive, extra fizz prot. So they just line up for the double taunt here, so it was easy pickings for us. Unfortunately, we didn't kill either of them, but Cerberus cleaned up one of the kills, but the other one got out. No big deal. We got both Scotty actives. See that Thor's in the air, and I'm just waiting. I just like taunting him basically to land because they're never going to kill me, and I just want him to go in so that we can maybe kill him. That's another form of being aggressive, is just basically disrespecting your opponents and telling them to go on you so that you can go on them, basically. But yeah, like I said, I'm so far ahead. I mean, I have an 8-level lead on Thor that something like that won't matter too much. And they won't really do too much damage to me. So at this point, we're kind of messing around. You know, we're hitting them in their Titan room. We could maybe focus Titan in end, but we should have done it like way earlier. Now that we're all really poked out, we should just back up, do gold, get all the buffs, and repeat the process. So I'm just gonna try and solo gold here. I was actually wondering whether I could solo gold, but I definitely can with my build plus Fire Giant and stuff. Even at this health, I mean, look how much damage I did. They didn't even need to come. I would have finished it. But that's what's so good about this build and like auto attack builds in general. But like, I'm a solo laner. You guys all know that. But you can't play Erlang Shen like this in solo lane. And it's so fun to play like this. And a bunch of other characters. There's plenty of other characters. So I oftentimes just find myself jungling in ranked or off-rolling in ranked because there's a lot of fun things that you can't really do in solo or that won't work out. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm bringing you guys this gameplay and interview. Decided to go Blood Forge last item. A little bit extra movement speed. The shield is really nice to stay alive. The lifesteal I'm kind of looking for as well, just so I can kind of, you know, 1v5 at this point. That's really nice. We're pinging their speed buff. Everyone kind of got the picture eventually after I started invading the speed buffs in their back camps. Well, is it like 10 minutes into the game? Everyone on my team really got the picture and they were like, okay, we're never letting this Thor have a speed buff. And it kind of seems like cyberbullying, but I mean, it's a really easy way to win the game. Is to shut down the enemy jungle and it should always be on their side of the map. So we do have Fire Giant, so we're just pushing it out, getting towers. We go for Phoenix here. My blink is up. That's the one thing about Erlang Shen especially is if you want to play aggressive or on any real jungle that's meta, is you want to be picking up blink. Because blink just allows you to get on their carries instantly. Whereas if you go beads, it's just kind of not asking, but saying to the enemy team that you're not going to be playing as aggressive as you really could. Because blink just allows you to get on their back line, get into situations that you wouldn't otherwise be in because you would have to just walk there. It just allows you to open up a lot. It just opens up opportunities, especially when you're being the aggression, as the aggro caster would say. So my blink's up, so I'm going to go on their back line. I mean, I'm so far ahead. Every time I see them, I'm going to blink on them. Easy kills. And at this point in the game, I mean, this is basically just autopilot. I'm just going on every character I can because we should be able to kill them. That's what you got to do. You don't want to, you don't want to start slowing down. Even when you get this lead, you don't want to get complacent and be like, okay, well, we can kind of just, take it slow, maybe do fire, maybe do a little bit of this and that. When you have this lead, make sure that you really, really push it, especially on these really good characters. So my quadra kill there, unfortunately. See that they're in there. So this is the definition. This is the pinnacle of playing aggression, like I said, is literally killing them in their fountain, which we have to do. That's not troll. We're killing her in her fountain so that she doesn't defend the Titan, which a lot of people get the wrong idea that, like, oh, you're killing them in her fountain, that's BM. I mean, sometimes you have to do it, and it's the right play so that they can't defend against you because they have a Titan plus themselves to defend, so it's basically like a 2v2 or 2v3, whatever it is, even though the Titan's kind of trash sometimes. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That was the in review for this gameplay. Like I said, jungle's not my main role. I could probably teach you guys a lot of things about jungle on a more balanced gameplay or a more close gameplay. But since this was just kind of a stop, I just wanted to talk about aggression. And these things also apply to solo lane and every other role. Being aggressive and having pressure and playing on their side of the map applies to pretty much every role, including solo. So you can take a few things about 1v1ing and trying to play aggressive on their buffs and stuff like that. And you can take it into solo lane. So it looks like we ended the game with 38k damage, 25 minutes. Top damage by far on both teams. I'm pretty sure I almost did as much damage as like 4 of their characters combined. So yeah, pretty good snowball game. Just make sure you're always playing aggressive, especially when you have that lead, making it really hard for the enemy team to breathe and come back into the game. Like I said, Thor and Morgan actually got the first 2 kills of the game, but we were able to come back from that little bit of a deficit by finding little opportunities here and there. And once we found those opportunities, we took it and ran with it and made a mile out of it. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the in review. Another thing I want to talk about maybe in the next video, I don't know if you guys will be interested in this, is just pressure. Talking about pressure, what it is, and how to use it, how to get pressure, and everything. Basically everything about pressure. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. Let me know in the comments if you would. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed the review. Like I said, jungle is my off role, but I love playing it. So if you guys enjoy jungle gameplay, then let me know in the comments and everything like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Play aggressive, and usually you'll be rewarded for it. Another thing we'll end on this note is I often tell people that most of the time when I'm playing somebody in like solo and I'm beating them, I feel like that the enemy solo, not because they're bad, it's because they're not playing confident or they're playing afraid. And I often tell people that you want to get better, not only get better, but prove to yourself that you're already good, is to be confident and play aggressive and always 1v1 and always take these opportunities where you could possibly kill them and they could possibly kill you, so that you can learn from it. You can get more confident in those situations, know what you want to do perfectly in those situations. And the same applies to jungle, ADC, it plays everywhere. So especially if you're learning, just try and play aggressive so you can learn your limits, basically, as they say. And obviously that doesn't mean play stupid, but should find the right balance after a while. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the in review. Like I said before, let me know if you want to watch more jungle gameplay, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.